Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this lasagna. It is super nutritious, mostly whole foods, very little bit of processed foods in there, and super healthy, really great for you. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So let's get a slice, out of there, and I'll show you what it looks like. But before we do that, I'll show you how to make it. Here's what we're going to need. We're going to need a bunch of veggies, kind of the staples of most of the stuff I cook. You'll notice is like onions, carrots, garlic, pepper. Right now I've got cauliflower. You could easily substitute like eggplant for that instead, or broccoli, or whatever your favorite veggie is of choice. I've done it with butternut squash. You could use chickpeas. You can use all sorts of cool stuff. And I encourage you to try a bunch of different things, but this is what I got today, so this is what we're going to be using. You're going to obviously need your lasagna sheets, or whatever these are called. Just make sure that you get a non-egg variety. This one doesn't have eggs. Some of them do. What I find is that usually the ones with the durum wheat do not have eggs. Those are like the Italian style, but a lot of them do have eggs, so just check the ingredients before you buy them. The next thing is some canned tomatoes, or in this case a little box, but same thing. Whatever you find is usually fine. This is just tomatoes and salt. And then these are kind of the optional corner here. So I'm going to grate down some almonds. This will be kind of like for a little, almost like a Parmesan cheese effect at the top. You could use cashews, you could use something else, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I've done it with cashews before and that came out really good. You can even just crumble them together with your hands. Then what we also have is some brewer's yeast. You could use nutritional yeast, whatever. You can't really quite see it, but there are these little flakes in there. Gives it a nice, like, cheesy kind of flavor, pretty salty, and some additional like B vitamins and some other healthful nutrients and minerals in there, and really good taste and flavor. And then the other thing that I like to put in is ground flax seeds. So these are whole, actually. I haven't ground them yet, but I'll just grind a little bit and we'll get all this together. So I'm going to chop up everything, dump it all in a big bowl, put in the tomato paste or sauce or whatever, and the nutritional yeast and the flax seeds. The almonds I'm just going to grate and keep to the side. We only put that at the top. So let's chop everything up. I'll show you the next step. All right, so we got everything chopped up into relatively small pieces, and we've got the brewer's yeast, we got the ground up flax seeds, and we got a bunch of spices. So what I've got today is paprika, turmeric, oregano, some basil, some fennel or caraway seeds, some ground pepper, and some salt. So I'm going to dump all of this in here, put the tomato sauce in, mix it up, and then we're going to start laying out our lasagna sheets next. So I've got the first layer laid out. You can see there's some overlap, which is fine. This one's just maybe a little bit crooked, but the next step is to just lay out a little layer of the filling, and then we're going to do another, layer of the lasagna sheets going across the top, and we'll just kind of keep stacking up. And I can tell you that this already smells so great, just having sat here for a few minutes, and everything just smells so great. So yeah, let's get this in here and I'll do the next layer. So there's the next layer of the sheets. I've still got about half of the filling left, so I mean, I didn't measure it or anything, but just very roughly I use about the first half for the first layer. And then it depends on how many sheets are in the box. I sometimes like to actually double the middle layer, because like right now I only got 3 sheets left and I don't have enough filling to go any higher, plus the dish is only so deep. So what I'm going to do is actually just lay out these as well, and then I'm going to dump all the rest of the filling on the top. What I find is that if you have exposed lasagna sheets at the top, there's just simply not enough moisture for them to keep from getting like too crispy and kind of burnt. So what I like to do is make sure that all of the sheets are covered with the the filling, the topping. I suppose if if you want it to be really kind of like thorough and fancy, you could have either ground up everything or like cut it into really small pieces or something, but who the heck has time for that? So I'm just going to go across, like this, just kind of randomly with these sheets, and then I'm going to dump all the rest on top of here. So there it is. I kind of should have saved more veggies for the top. I see some exposed, sheets there, but this should be all right. And what we are going to do is cover it with this baking sheet and put it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. So I've got the oven preheated. We're going to throw this in and check on it maybe after about half an hour or so, and then I'll let you know how much more time you need after that. But basically just check on it every once in a while and check your veggies. If they're cooked, then the pasta sheets will be cooked as well. And then the last thing to do is the topping of the grated almonds or nuts, like cashews or whatever you want to use. So I'll show that to you after it's almost done in the oven. Alright, so it's been about 35 minutes-ish, maybe a little longer. All the veggies are softened up now. Everything's looking good. Like I did say, the sheets that are exposed, they do get a little bit crunchy, so I did wish I had a little bit more veggies to cover, but whatever. Do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. So make sure you save more than half for the top. So all we're going to do right now is just give it a little sprinkling of the almonds. So I've grated them down. You can see that here. And, just kind of do like a little sprinkling at the top. Basically almost like a Parmesan cheese kind of, kind of flavor and texture. Well, I guess not really the flavor, but more just the texture. And just sprinkle a little bit of this on. Throw it back in the oven uncovered for about 5 minutes or so, just to get the nuts toasted, and then we take it out and that's it. So let's throw this back in, and there it is, all finished. Looks great, smells great. So there we go, it's all set and looks great. I already tasted a little bit from another slice, but I think it came out really, really good. Definitely a super easy meal. If you've never tried it, give it a shot. Let me know how it turns out for you. I think you're really going to like this one. And like I said, it's a great meal to just go nuts and experiment with all sorts of different things. The things that I have tried before and have worked really well are eggplant, chickpeas, and even I think you can put some more watery vegetables in there too, like zucchinis. Just don't go too overboard with them because you don't want to have it be like soggy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna sit down and eat now, and hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and share with your friends, and see you in the next one. Thanks everybody. Bye.